Hello, sacred souls. It's Susanna from Alamanic Shaman. I've had some stuff happen recently that were energetic invasions that I want to actually make a video about or for. So I'm going to tell you a little bit. 2 days ago, some guy at work made a very derogatory comment where I jumped in and basically spoke for the people that were discriminated against, or the group of people, group of the population. And I don't know if it was directly connected to that, but that evening I witnessed shoplifting. There was a guy in the store, in the supermarket, and basically he fit the totally typical stereotype of a criminal element in a movie. And I don't usually like to stereotype, but in that moment, my instinct kicked in and just knew that the safest way for me was to pretend that I either didn't know what was happening or that I was just minding my own business and ignoring it, right? And basically, it was a guy who walked down the same aisle in which I was just looking at some stuff, and he put something on the shelf, and then a minute later came running back, grabbed it, and started stuffing things into his knapsack. And I knew that I couldn't tackle him and do a citizen's arrest because I'm certain that he was stronger. If I had verbally confronted him, I'm sure that would have escalated. So I chose the safest option, which is what my instinct told me to do. But after that, my solar plexus was in a lot of pain, like for about a day until I did my next ceremony and managed to get rid of most of that. But yeah, like basically my solar plexus was under attack again, and I knew I hadn't reacted in my power. I wasn't in my power. And then I realized the next day that there was actually a fourth option that I hadn't considered in the moment that would have been to offer to pay for the stuff. So if I'm ever in a situation like this again, hopefully next time I'll react differently. But to make a long story short, there was quite an energetic invasion happening. So I got rid of that pain in the solar plexus, but then following that, basically all of today, I was really drained until like in the evening, I made a delivery to a building where there was a big bug, like about this big, in front of a building, upside down on its back. And I knew instantly that it was a sign showing me that I had astral bugs in my system. And I'm certain it was from the dark entity in that guy who was a shoplifter. So I knew that I had to squash or squish that bug. So I stepped on it. And then I saw there were 3 more. So altogether 4. And in native spirituality, the number 4 is also very important, right? It's a sacred number. So I squashed 3 of them. The 4th one was hiding under the entrance door, and I finally got it out, got that one as well. And instantly my energy drain was done and finished. And I'm sorry, I didn't actually think of taking a picture or filming that in the moment. But basically, that's like a little while later, as I was continuing and I continued driving, I realized that they actually looked like those scarab beetles in ancient Egypt. And it was those ancient false light gods that ruled our planet through fear and terror and control, siphoning people's energies and feeding off the fear energy and the unhappiness and misery and all of that. So that's why I was thinking like we need to do something for those energetic invasions. And then I remembered a year ago, I was at an event where there was a guest speaker, and we were in a circle, and he was sitting right across from me, and he looked at me with piercing eyes. And the moment he started speaking, and quite forcefully and right at me, basically, I felt, I got so horribly sick. I mean, I'm an empath, right? So I feel those energies. But I got so horribly sick, I had to remove myself. First, I moved farther away, and that wasn't good enough. I ended up completely leaving that whole building. I moved quite far away, and it took me hours to recover from that energetic assault. Like, it was so forceful and violent. It was absolutely horrible. I've never felt anything that forceful and strong before or after, to be honest. But I have also recently, more as tests, had a bunch of slimy, invasive guys, trying to, be invasive and trying to pick me up or whatever. And it's like, hey, how are you doing? Blah, 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 And I know the same goes like for guys, that some girls are really invasive and pushy and stuff, right? Like, it goes both ways. So each time, like today, I also had one of those. And afterwards, I started to have flickering in my eyes, kind of like with an oncoming migraine. And I did some energy work right away, but it took a while before it really worked. Like, I think it took, I don't know, half an hour or even a bit longer before it really started working. So it was quite intense as well. And it was just one of those guys who's like, hey, how are you doing today? And I was like, good. Why do you want to know? And then he started laughing dirtily, and I walked out of the building, and he was in the elevator. But it was just this creepy, invasive, how should I put it? Just sort of this forceful thing where, let me just put it this way. Those that have been in power for decades, millennia, and whatever, just feel they have the right to, talk to others who they consider inferior a certain way. Let me just put it that way. Okay, so then I went to the dollar store and I saw this wooden shark, and right away I was thinking, people like that are basically like energetic sharks. They are predators, and I am certain that they all have dark entities in them or attached to them, something, or it could also be AI stuff, anything like that, which is why I also put a dark feather here to represent the dark feathers of the fallen angels, basically, that turned dark. So we're gonna basically slay this energetic shark, this energetic predator, that preys on who they consider weak. I don't want to say we're weak, but we're kind and good people. So they kind of prey on that, right? And those of us who are on the ascension path and in the process of coming into our power, that's how we take our power back, by standing up to those people. Just like when you stand up to a bully, suddenly they shrink down because it's like they're a balloon of air. When you poke a needle in it, poof, and it's gone, right? Because it was all empty air. So anyway, dear Creator, Source Energy, our higher spirit guides of the light, and then also Great Spirit of the fire, who will help us transmute all those energies. I ask that all those dark entities in all those people that have invaded us energetically and that are pushy and invasive and disrespectful, that don't respect our boundaries, that don't really know boundaries, that all those dark entities shall be removed from them, and they shall be killed in 3D. They shall be dead and cast back to hell to burn in the fires of hell for all eternity, or until they're ready, able, and willing to move into the light for healing, and then they shall be bound, neutralized, and sealed into the light for the rest of eternity. And so it is. Now, I didn't bring an axe because I didn't plan this for today, so it looks like I'm gonna have a bit of harder time. Here we go. This was meant to be. Whoops, I just dropped it again. Here's the head of the predator, the energetic shark, and in the fire it goes. And I'm gonna see if I can do a bit more here, because I definitely don't want to cut my finger, so keeping that far away. And here we go. That's good enough. There we go. This one in there. That one I'm going to throw a little further in. So they are now burning in the fire. I cast all those dark entities back to hell to burn in the fires of hell for all eternity, or until ready, able, and willing to move into the light for healing, and then be bound, neutralized, and sealed into the light for all eternity. And so it is. And here goes also the feather, the dark feather. All those dark entities are banished, and all those people that had them in them shall start their healing process. Our new earth, oh, it feels lighter already. I can feel the energy shift. Excuse me, I feel that stuff. All those dark entities shall now and forever be banished from Mother Earth, from our planet, and from humanity. They no longer have the right to dominate and control and manipulate and harvest and siphon any of us. And so it is. All my relations. Please flood all of us with massive amounts of healing light, unconditional love, blessings, and protections, and with an abundance in all areas of our lives. Let the population that has struggled so far now see a huge shift, that now our lives become easier and lighter, more fun, that we find more free time to follow our dreams, our passions, to pursue hobbies and interests that we never had time for, and that we start communities where we live with like-minded people. And so it is. All my relations. Be blessed, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm sending you lots of love and light. Bye. Till next time.